Alright, we are starting to talk about factoring, and we're going to start by factoring using a GCF. And GCF remembers what we talked about yesterday, where we look at each term and decide what it can be divided by. So I'm going to jump right into an example here. I think this is easier to explain once you're actually doing it. So in example 1, I know this is very small, but you have the same piece of paper, so you can see your own paper a little better. I've got these three terms here: negative 30n squared, negative 42n, negative 36. I'm going to look for a greatest common factor. So I'm going to look for the biggest number I can think of that divides into negative 30, negative 42, and negative 6. And since they're all negative, I might as well take a negative remainder. So I believe a negative 6 will go into all of those. And then I'm going to look for the lowest variable if they all have a variable. But in this particular case, this third term doesn't have a variable, so I can't use that. So what I'm going to do with this negative 6 is I am going to write it on the outside, and then I'm going to open parentheses. On the inside of the parentheses, I'm going to write what's left if I divide each term by negative 6. So if I take negative 30 n squared divided by 6, negative 30 divided by negative 6 is a positive 5, and then I still have that n squared. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the next term. Negative 42 divided by negative 6, that's a positive 7. I'm going to keep the n. And negative 36 divided by negative 6 is a positive 6. So my factored form of this is this right here. Alright. Number 2. We've got 63n squared plus 42n to the 4th and 35n cubed. I'm going to start by coming up with the greatest common factor. So I'm going to look for a number that multiplies into 63, 42, and 35. It has to be a factor. So I believe that 7 goes into all of those. 63, 9 times 7 is 63, 7 times 6 is 42, and 7 times 5 is 35. Now, I have a variable in each of these this time. I've got an n squared, an n to the 4th, and an n cubed. And I am going to take out my lowest exponent. So my lowest exponent is this one here, 7n squared. So I'm going to start by pulling out that number, what I found. In my parentheses, I'm going to put what happens when I divide this. So 63 divided by 7, that's 9. I had two n's, n squared, and I took an n squared out. That means I don't have any more n's left to work with. So I'm going to move on to the next term. 42 n to the 4th divided by 7n squared. 42 divided by 7, that's going to be 6. And I had 4 n's. I took 2 out. That means I had 2 left. Then my third term, 35n cubed divided by 7n squared. 35 divided by 7, that's 5. I had 3 n's. I took 2 out. Left with 1. I'm going to do one more example with you, then I'm going to have you do example 4 yourself, and then I'm going to move on to example 5. Alright, 6b to the 4th plus 2b squared plus 2b. If I'm looking at my coefficients, the number I can pull out of all of those, 2. And then they all have a variable, so I can pull out a variable as well. Looks like my lowest one is this one here, this regular b. So I'm going to pull that out. When I do that, I'm left with 6 divided by 2, that's 3. I had 4 b's, I took 1 out. 4 minus 1 is 3, so I have 3b cubed. Then if I move on to my next term, I have 2 divided by 2, that's 1. I had 2 b's, I took 1 out, so now I have 2 minus 1, that's a regular b. And then 2b divided by 2b, that's just regular 1. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and then I took my only b out. I would like you to try number 4 yourself and see how it goes. Now number 5, this time I've got multiple variables in there, so I have to keep in mind how I work with that. I'm going to start by looking at my coefficients, just like I did before, 21, 27, and negative 12. A number that goes into all 3 of those is 3. Now, Here's where it gets a little bit more interesting. I have to look at each variable separately. So in each term I've got an x cubed, and an x. They all have at least an x, so I can pull out my lowest x, which is this one here, x the first. Now these two have a y's, but my third term doesn't have a y, so I can't pull any y's out. So this is my GCF here. So I'm going to take 3x, open my parentheses here. Now, term 1, 21 divided by 3, that's 7. I had 3 x's, I took 1 out, 3 minus 1 is 2, I get 2 remaining, and I didn't touch the y's, so I'm going to keep both y's. If I do the same thing with my second term, 27 divided by 3, that's 9. I had 3 x's, I took 1 out, I have 2 left, I keep my regular y. And then my third term, negative 12 divided by 3. I can't forget about that negative there. Negative 12 divided by 3, that's a negative 4. I took out my only x. That's my answer. If you're feeling good, go ahead and finish these notes yourself. Move on to homework. If you're not feeling good, I'm going to go through a couple more with you. Number 6. I've got negative 60 a squared b cubed plus 20 a squared b squared plus 90 ab cubed. We'll look at my coefficients. I can pull out a 10 from those. And if I look at each variable separately, I've got an a squared, and an a. My lowest one is this one here, so I'm going to pull out 1a. And then if I look at my b's, I've got a b cubed, a b squared, and a b cubed. My lowest one's b squared. So I pulled out a 10 ab squared. So when I'm going to write that on the outside. And then I'm going to do some division. Negative 60 divided by 10, that's negative 6. I had 1a, or I had 2a's rather, a squared, and I pulled 1 out, so 2 minus 1, that is a first. B cubed minus b squared, that's b to the first. If I do the same thing with the second term, 20 divided by 10, that's a positive 2. I had a squared minus a to the first, that's a regular a. And b squared minus b squared, I used all my b's, so I don't have any more there, so that one is just a squared. And my third term, 90 divided by 10 is a positive 9. I took out my only a, so we don't have any a's. And then b cubed minus b squared, that's just b. So my answer is this one here. Now, I'm going to do number 7. I'd like you to do number 8. So I can take out a 20, 15, and 40. I can take out a 5. If I look at my u's, my lowest u, they all have a u, is a singular u from this 40. And my lowest b is a b squared from these two here. So my greatest common factor is 5u b squared. So I pull that on the outside. Open my parentheses. 20 divided by 5, that's 4. I had 2 u's, I took the 1 out, 2 minus 1, that's 1, so I'm not u to the first, or just u. See how you want to do that. I had 4 b's, I took 2 out. 4 minus 2 is 2, so I have 4u b squared. Then 15 divided by 5, that's a positive 3. I had 3 u's, I took 1 out, that means I have 2 left. And I took out both my b's, so I don't have any more there. And then finally, my third term, I have 40 divided by 5, that's a positive 8. And then I took out my only u, I took out both my b's, so there's my answer. And I would like you to do number 8. I think since both terms are negative, it's a good idea to pull out a negative number there.